are part of a generation that is expected to not outlive our parents. Today I'm going to try to persuade you to start learning and fighting against a disease that is very preventable with just some simple changes in your lifestyle. After first-hand battles with childhood obesity, it has sparked a passion for me to invoke healthier life choices for children through researching and trying to raise awareness. That was me when I was in 3rd grade, and then me the summer before I started changing my eating habits and exercising regularly. First, I'll tell you about the disease. Obesity is a disease that is occurring more and more in the United States. According to PrimaryCare.com, 33% of our children are obese or overweight in the United States. In Kansas, 2017 in Kansas was ranked 26th in the United States with 13.1% of high school students being obese. And according to Statista, obesity is the 5th leading cause of death worldwide because it is so easily linked to various health diseases that are very life-threatening. It is often considered a gateway disease that has been known to be associated with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, strokes, and cancer. And the University of National Medicine states that 80% of obese adolescents will grow up to be obese, so their habits won't change, and they'll continue to just be unhealthy basically forever until they make that decision to change. So I'll show you some ways that it can happen. There's basically 2 principles: environment and this is the first one. Parents are the most important factor when it comes to what the kids are eating. Researchers from Rudd Center for Food Policy and Obesity state that 91% of parents reported buying fast food for their children in the past week. Even though fast food is making a stand to give healthier options, they're not mandatory. I worked in McDonald's, and if a kid orders a Happy Meal, the first thing that pops up is fries, even though it's supposed to offer the side of apples instead of fries, low-fat yogurt or low-fat milk instead of chocolate milk. These are things you have to ask for, and if you don't know to ask for it, it'll just automatically give you fries or the unhealthy options. Youth Media Campaign reports that 61% of children aged 9 to 13 did not participate in any physical activities during non-school hours. So a lot of kids today are coming home after school after having sat down for 9 hours and going right to the TV or Xbox. They're not participating in after-school sports, not going outside, and as parents, it's important for you to address that and not just let them sit all day and not burn any calories, really. That being said, most of the adolescent's day is spent in school. Many schools are making PE optional or failing to even meet half of the regulated times of minutes of exercising per week. PE is required to give you 225 minutes of vigorous activity a week, and many schools were hitting below 50 minutes, which is a quarter of what they need to be. And according to AAP News, less than 10% of schools provide daily PE for students. That includes recess. So a lot of schools are cutting recess, thinking that they'll spend more time getting the kids in the classroom so their grades can get better or test scores will get better, when it's actually doing the opposite. So now we can look at ways to prevent it. Benefits of living a healthier lifestyle are, if you are a parent and you give your kid a healthy balance of nutrition, it helps them develop mentally and physically. you're seeing a lack of development with kids as far as physically today, which is something that they're hitting puberty later, not being where we should be test-wise, and that's kind of stemming from the things that they're eating. They're not fueling their bodies to do what they need, what it needs to do. And by invoking the idea of getting outside, you're increasing the chance of lifelong habits that will lower the risk of disease. The more you make them like to do stuff, like you can, I don't want to say trick them, but you can make it fun. Instead of just saying, hey, turn off the Xbox, go outside, you can go for a walk with your dog and bring them along, or you can go for a bike ride, little things that'll get the foot in the door, make them realize that there's more to do than just play Fortnite or watch Netflix all day. And by making PE a required class, physical activity is needed daily, therefore schools should have PE be a daily requirement. Every day we need to burn calories. If anything that you intake that you don't burn, that's what is being stored as excess fat or glycogen. So in order to help fight that, you burn calories through exercise and other various forms. So for them to think that cutting PE or recess is helping them, it's wrong. And children who participated in more frequent physical activity during school hours scored an average of 40% higher on tests. That kind of proves that if you are getting the exercise you need throughout the day in school, taking little breaks, it's easier on the mind, gets your brain a break, well-needed break, and then helps you focus later. So you're absorbing the information more instead of just like reading slide after slide after slide. So in conclusion, I discussed childhood obesity and how it impacts so many children. Second, I showed you how eating habits and lack of exercise are causing kids to gain weight more and more. And last, I shared with you some benefits you'll see after making simple changes. So Fit America is a cause and campaign dedicated to increasing physical activity and fitness to improve health of all Americans, especially kids. And while they're tailored to getting children active and into sports, they are now adding a movement to increase mental health and academic performance. You visit their website, you can read all about, learn the benefits of kids playing sports, having PE. They have a bunch of information that you can learn. You can volunteer, you can donate. If you go to the website, you can learn about all different levels of volunteering. There's 4 different levels, and it gives you a little insight of each one. And it's something that I stumbled across while I was doing research, and I really like what they do and how they do it, and it's something that I think everyone should check out just to learn more about it, especially since I guess I'm a little older than most of you. I was going to say, since having children is going to be something in the near future, but some of you might be a little young for that still. But from someone who fought obesity personally, I can attest that it's very beatable and just preventable, so why not make the change today?